Banning soda and energy drinks or possible alternatives. Concerned parents are requesting for vending machines that sell carbonated soda with high fructose corn syrup and energy drinks to be banned from all schools. Today we will be discussing the chemistry behind high fructose corn syrup in soda and caffeine in energy drinks.
First, we will discuss how corn is made into corn starch, then corn syrup, and finally high fructose corn syrup. Once corn is harvested, it is brought into corn mills, where the kernels are cleaned using controlled blasts of air and electromagnets. The kernels are then placed in large stainless steel tanks called steep tanks, where warm water and a small amount of sulfur dioxide is circulated through the kernels. The sulfur dioxide and water react to create a weak sulfurous acid solution which softens the kernels and makes it easier to remove the starch. Then through a process called acid hydrolysis, the wet starch is mixed with a weak hydrochloric acid solution and is heated. The heat and hydrochloric acid break the starch molecules down and convert them into sugar. The sugar is known as glucose, and in order to create a sweeter taste, it goes through a process called enzyme conversion. During this process, under controlled temperatures, acidity, and pressures, several enzymes are added to carry out the reaction that converts some of the glucose into fructose sugars. Since there is no bond between glucose and fructose, it is able to maintain its liquid form, which results in our high fructose corn syrup. But how does this affect our bodies? Well, when we eat or drink these fatty foods or carbohydrates, a process called lipogenesis occurs in the liver. Both fructose and glucose go to the liver in order to be digested and metabolized. Once digested, these foods become fatty acids, which are the building blocks of fat. These acids come together to form a type of fat called triglycerides. Most of this fat easily passes into the bloodstream and is used for energy or becomes stored energy in the liver called glycogen. The extra triglycerides then turn into body fat. However, when one intakes too much fructose, more fat byproducts are produced. Because this fat is stored in the liver, the built-up molecules contribute to the fatty liver disease. This disease is responsible for obesity, diabetes, heart problems, and high cholesterol.
What about the caffeine in energy drinks? Caffeine is a central nervous system stimulant which occurs naturally in more than 60 plants, including coffee beans and tea leaves. This is what the molecule looks like. Ingestion of caffeine has some positive side effects such as lowering the risk of cardiovascular disease and diabetes and increasing your metabolic rate. However, while some may think that they can climb mountains with the energy they gain from caffeine, there happen to be some worse side effects. A report from the American Heart Association found that 40% of a recent group of 5,000 cases of sickness reported to poison control were children aged 6 or younger, and their side effects were as serious as seizures, high blood pressure, and irregular heart rhythms. While a regular cup of coffee contains about 95 milligrams of caffeine, the average energy drink is filled with up to 400 milligrams, 4 times the amount in a cup of coffee. According to the Federal Department of Agriculture, 400 milligrams is an acceptable amount for adults to ingest. However, it is 400 more milligrams of caffeine than children should be consuming. Studies show that adolescents who drank more than 5 cans a week were more hostile toward their family and peers, and this was also linked to growing up to be emotionally depressed as adults. While it is also considered a psychoactive drug, caffeine causes major withdrawals because children who quit drinking energy drinks will have become addicted at their early age.
So that's all you need to know about the molecules high fructose corn syrup and caffeine. Let's take a look at some pros and cons of banning the products from school grounds, or rather keeping them but making an effort to inform students of the risks.
Created using Powtoon.